Hello, hello, how you going?
Yeah, great, thanks.
I was just saying I'm a little bit starstruck. Thanks so much for chatting to BTN.
Oh, no worries. Great to be here.
I've actually just been singing Hot Potato as I've been
Oh, brilliant.
waiting for you because I've got it stuck in my head because I've been listening to the album. Um,
Well, I've had it stuck in my head for 31 years.
so obviously we're here to talk about Rewiggled. It's just so delightful. And it all started with the Triple J, the Triple J like a version, and then you guys came number one in the Hottest 100. What was that like to come number one in the Hottest 100?
Well, even to be in the hottest 100 was an amazing. It was I For a start, I didn't know about any of this because my daughter, Lucia, she loves Triple J. She loved the hottest 100. She educated me about what it means to so many people around Australia. They have parties about the hottest 100. They vote for it. They own it. They own it, and they argue over it. They do. And so when Bryce and Ebony from Triple J rang up and said, "Oh, we've got this idea, maybe you could do the hottest 100," I had to get educated about it. So I went to my daughter, who's she's 18 now, but at the time she was 16. She told me all about it. So yeah, look, the whole thing's been an amazing, amazing journey and amazing, yeah.
Yeah. You come out on top. You've just rolled on into town and come out on top in the adult world. It's pretty amazing.
Well, I think what happened was that all the voters grew up with the Wiggles, and it was their kind of way of saying, "Hey, Wiggles, we had fun. Thanks for that. Thanks for still being around." And we really took it when it was announced we won. We got very emotional, and it was for us. It was about, oh man, thank you so much for growing up with us, and thank you for still wiggling out there.
You've decided to keep the magic going, and now you've made an album, Rewiggled. Whose idea was it to make Rewiggled?
Well, that was a guy called Nick Webb, who was also the guy who said to us, "Why don't from the ABC Music?" He said to us, "Why don't you consider doing Elephant?" Now, that was the song we did from Tame Impala, and I had no idea. I'm way out of the loop. I'm nearly 60 years old. So again, I went to my daughter Lucia and Maria, my other daughter, and said, Tell me about Tame Impala." And they told us, and listen to that song, and it's a brilliant song, but it's a little bit more complex than Hot Potato.
Mm.
So it took a bit of work. But then with the success of it, Nick said, "Well, you know what? There's a lot of Australian artists that would love to cover your music. And why don't you do some cover versions of Australian artists and other artists around the world?" So Nick and Basil from ABC Music, they got DZ Death's Rays to do Hot Potato. They got Dami to do the Big Red Car song. The Chats, they did Can You Point Your Fingers, Do the Twist. Luca Brazzi down in Tasmania, they did Shimmy Shake. Emily Warramurra from Australia's Top End, she did Dressing Up in Style. The list goes on. And then we covered Lime Cordial's Apple Crumble. Now, again, that came
Yeah.
from my daughter. So we did Pub Feet, that came from my daughter.
That one is amazing.
Oh, it's so much fun. The Chats are so much fun.
Yeah.
So for us, it's been a way of going, wow, there's some great Australian music out there. We just feel so, I guess, honoured that these great Australian artists have played Wiggle music.
And just in your own words, for those that maybe at home are playing and don't necessarily know what Rewiggled is, can you explain the concept?
Yeah, so the first, there's like 32 tracks, something like that. The first half of it is Australian artists who grew up with the Wiggles playing Wiggle music in their style. So the Chats, you know what they're like, they're rambunctious, raucous.
Yeah.
So they do an incredible version of Point Your Fingers, Do the Twist, where Dami does the Big Red Car in her style, which is very sophisticated and absolutely exquisite music. So there's all these great Australian artists. San Cisco, they do a song called Holiday that we did.
Yeah.
And they do it in a real disco-y, it's just beautiful. Then we do, our half is doing our favourite music. that we've heard. Australian artists like classic, we do AC/DC's Thunderstruck, but we do it in a way that we would do it, which is a bit more, I suppose we went for the piano and not the, because we can't compete with AC/DC doing the rock and roll. We did, Lime Cordial's song, Apple Crumble. We love doing that. We did Praise You. We're going to be friends. We did,
yeah, it's a very interesting mix. Like, so how were those covers picked?
Yeah, it's very eclectic. Thunderstruck was all me saying I've got to do that, but I want to show how musical that song is. We did Bohemian Rhapsody because I said to everybody, okay, if we're going to do cover versions, let's shoot for Mount Everest, because that song is so complex and it gave us a chance to do something.
Yeah.
Umbrella we did. Now that was, again, Nick Webb's idea. Now Umbrella was controversial for me because I'll be honest with you, that's not my favourite song in the world, but we did it. We tried our best, and the other guys love it. So it's a bit of a democracy, the Wiggles. We did all these other great songs. I can't even think of what we did. We did Pub Feed. Now, that was so much fun. And I got to sing on that, which if you call it singing, but I did it, yeah.
And you know what's cool? I've noticed that you've taken these adult songs and you've made them your own, but you've also like tweaked them to maybe make them a bit more kid friendly. What's that like, taking a song that's written for adults and then trying to do a Wiggles version that could maybe be okay for kids as well?
Yeah, I mean, this album's mainly for older, like for teenagers and up.
Yeah.
But say a song like Bohemian Rhapsody, everybody knows it goes, Mama, I just killed a man. Now, we can't sing that with the Wiggles. So Simon sings Mama, and then he hums, do-do-do-do-do.
Yeah, and I noticed in Pub Feed, you changed it from greasy to healthy, which was nice.
Yeah, we did. But, being honest, without the skivvy on, I'd probably go down the greasy part sometimes, not all the times.
Circling back to those amazing artists that you have on the album, like there's so many iconic young Aussie artists like San Cisco, The Chats, DZ, Death Rays. How did you go about choosing the artists that would feature on the album?
All the artists on the album, doesn't matter if some of them are, bigger stars or some of them, they've all got something special and they've contributed. It's just been beautiful to hear. Luca Brazzi down in Tassie, they did Shimmy Shake. The Best Polish Club did Apples and Bananas, and I think it's the best. I think it's better than our version. Don't tell anyone. They came and did a film clip right here in the Wiggle studio.
I had a little watch of that. It's so good.
That's the Wiggle studio.
Oh my goodness, so cool.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Every day's a good day.
Yeah, nice. And so how does that feel as the Wiggles, watching people cover your songs?
Yeah, as a songwriter, it's just beautiful. You want people to enjoy your music. When you see, we're doing at the moment, we're touring around Australia, the original Wiggles, doing 15 plus shows. And in Melbourne recently, we had, 10,000 people singing all the great Wiggles songs, having a great time. And that was just incredible to get that. Wow. So listening to brilliant Australian artists playing our music, well, it's just, I feel honoured, Yeah.
It's amazing also how all the music has translated in a way that, it's almost like you can't recognize it as a kid's song when you hear the Wiggles music played by someone else.
That's true. That San Cisco's version of Holiday, it just sounds like someone's doing a great disco song.
What has it been like suddenly transitioning into being a band for adults as well?
Yeah, well, at nighttime, we're doing original Wiggles shows for adults. And I think because we've been around 31 years, and a lot of people, that's their soundtrack, whether they like it or not, because, parents are driving their kids around now. These parents are in their 30s, but they grew up with us. So I guess it's just Wiggles there for everybody, And recently we played at the Mardi Gras. And again, that's the message I think that we want to say is music is for everyone. We're here for everyone. We want everyone to feel good about themselves.
And the OG Wiggles are going on tour?
We are. So the OG Wiggles are doing the nighttime shows. and they've been so much fun. We've done Darwin already, and that was just, as Darwin is, one of the greatest places to visit. Tassie, and we've done Melbourne, and now we're doing Sydney and all the other cities. We can't wait. It's just the best fun.
What's been the response from all your fans?
It's been amazing. Honestly, people who listen to the Wiggles for their children are loving that they've got something a little bit more adult-like and contemporary. And I think just as a piece, as an album, if you don't know the Wiggles, it's actually just a beautiful album. It just flows, and there's so many good tracks on it. So it's been really good response.
I have to tell you, the Wiggles is the first concert I ever went to.
Oh, that's great. And I still find that a responsibility for us, for the children that are seeing us, next week in wherever, Gold Coast. That's for them too. That'll probably be their first time that they've been in a big concert with other children around, lights. We have the production, and it's a responsibility for us to put on a really good show for the children.
Well, I tell you, I can't remember a lot of things from when I was that age, but I can remember going to that.
That's great. That's great. And I bet Dorothy was your favorite, Dorothy the dinosaur.
Was she? Everybody loves Dorothy.
Yeah.
But I don't want to hurt your feelings, but Jeff is pretty.
Oh, no, Jeff's another one. I love Jeff. Yeah.
Thank you so much for chatting to BTN. It's really trippy to be talking to a Wiggle.
Oh, mate, it's been great. You guys did such a good job.